Cynthia's self-esteem was deeply stung by Charlie's playful eyes. She gritted her teeth and shouted, "Of course. Do you think I was joking with you? If you continue to be so ignorant of praise, toasting and not eating and drinking fine wine, I promise you will be finished sooner or later. Not only you are finished, your wife, and your mother-in-law, and all the people around you are going to die." Speaking of this, Cynthia has also completely exploded. She shouted hoarsely like a shrew, "I tell you, your parents were lucky back then, and they could return to Wadirist's grave when died. If you die in the future, you don't even have the qualifications to enter the Wade family ancestor's grave." Charlie's expression suddenly became extremely gloomy. He looked at Cynthia and said lightly, "You are my father's biological sister, so I can't beat you." Cynthia sneered and said, "Do you still know that I am your father's sister? Don't you hurry up and respectfully treat me." Before Cynthia finished speaking, Charlie immediately said to Orville, "Mr. Orville, you have no blood relationship with her, give me her mouth." Orville immediately said loudly, "Yeah, master." After that, he immediately rushed over and grabbed Cynthia by the collar. Cynthia was taken aback and threatened, "Do you dare to hit me? I will definitely kill you in the future." Orville slapped the face and Cynthia's two posterior teeth. He said coldly, "Master gave me my life. Even if Master asks me to kill the king, I will never blink, not to mention you uneducated vixen." After that, it was another slap in the face. Orville had long been so angry with Cynthia's attitude towards Charlie, he finally waited until Charlie agreed. Naturally he was merciless. Cynthia was stunned by these two slaps. She was furious and angry, and shouted like crazy, "You will all die. All of you will die." Charlie looked at her and said coldly, "If you have investigated me carefully, you should know why I am revered as master in Oru's Hill. If you have investigated me seriously, then you should also know why the 8 heavenly kings sent by Regnar were completely wiped out by me under Changbai Mountain." Having said that, Charlie smiled and continued, "If you have investigated me seriously, you should know that I just went to Japan a few days ago. As for the things that happened in Japan some time ago, I think you should know it." Cynthia's complexion continued to change dramatically, becoming more and more frightened and paler. Charlie observed at her and then asked, "Don't you want me to go back and marry Sarah? Then you didn't think about it. My father's best friend Philip was already dying. Why could he suddenly become alive and well? Is there really any shit medical miracle?" After speaking, Charlie pointed to Orville and continued to question. At the beginning, Mr. Orville was in Classic Mansion and was almost killed by Regnar's men. With the last breath, how did he come alive? Do you know? Cynthia's expression is as pale as paper. At this time, Charlie didn't conceal his aura, filled his whole body with it, and shouted very aggressively, "If you haven't thought about these problems before, then please use your mind now and think about it. Think about it. After thinking it through, come tell me again, between the two of us, it is you who could kill me, or is it me who can kill you?" Cynthia was immediately stunned by the momentum on Charlie and what he had said. Wade family did investigate many things about Charlie in Oru's Hill. However, many clues obtained are not sufficient. For example, they know that Charlie seems to be very strong, but they have not had a clear understanding of how strong it is. They also knew about Regnar's death at the foot of Changbai Mountain, but they didn't know who did it. And Philip. Philip, who was in the late stage of pancreatic cancer, suddenly recovered his health, and it seemed like a decade back in time. The entire upper class of Eastcliff was eager to know the reason, and wanted to know what kind of chance Philip encountered. However, everyone investigated for a while, and no one got any effective information. Now, when Charlie said this suddenly, Cynthia asked in horror, "These things have something to do with you?" Charlie snorted coldly, "What does it mean to have something to do with me? These things are all done by me." At this time, even Regnar was shocked with nothing to add. The death of the 8 great heavenly kings caused the Wu family to suffer a great loss, but they still don't know how the 8 great heavenly kings died. Now, he finally understood. It turned out that the 8 heavenly kings were all dead in Charlie's hands. He couldn't help but deep in his soul torture him. How powerful is this Charlie? Cynthia was also shocked. Regnar couldn't hear what Charlie said, what happened in Japan some time ago, but Cynthia knew it. The three major families in Japan reshuffled almost overnight. One was wiped out, and the other half was wiped out. Only one Ito family remained almost intact. The patriarch Takehiko lost his legs. Behind this, there is an extremely powerful master who killed countless ninjas and even saved Ziyu and Jufei brothers and sisters. Could it be Charlie? Charlie pointed to Regnar and asked Cynthia, "Do you know that Regnar has a son named Wu Qi, who was in Oru's Hill some time ago? He must eat shit every hour like a demon." Regnar's expression instantly became extremely pale. And Cynthia was also shocked. Although the Wu family is far from being famous in Eastcliff. However, Wu Qi, the second son of Regnar, is very famous in Eastcliff. Mainly because of that time, the short video platform has been pushing Wu Qi's related videos. Now everyone knows him in the whole country. At that time, the top masters of several major families all analyzed this matter and believed that Wu Qi must be a master who can endure the sky, and made a very strong psychological suggestion. Cynthia asked herself inwardly, could it be that Charlie did that too? Regnar had also collapsed at this time. He suppressed his anger, choked and said, "Master, my youngest son has always been sensible. He just studied in Oru's Hill peacefully and did not do any bad things. Why did you harm him so badly?" Charlie glanced at Regnar, slapped his face severely, and angrily reprimanded, "Your bastard son takes pleasure in playing with and ruining innocent girls. If he has enough play with the girls he doesn't stop, but they have to use the scumbag's psychological hints to brainwash and force each other to commit suicide. This kind of stupid behavior, everyone can be punishable. Now you are licking your face to tell me that your son, who is not as good as a beast, has always been sensible and has not done any bad things? Who gave you the courage?"